Okay, so
Uncle Vinny, yes.
Wenzani Uncle
Vinny, what's going on?
Okay, so I want to first state disclaimer. I'm not gonna hold anyone's hand because we know each other.
Yes, of course, Chomi. You'll say it as it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying it as what it is, what I've seen, and I'm not saying anything as fact. Everything is alleged, right?
According to what you saw.
Because the law is still going to run its course. Justice will still run its course on whatever the situation is.
Okay.
Now, there's a girl called Yolata, right? I'm going to tell it from my perspective, right? Like, not an objective, like just what...
Yeah.
Your understanding.
My understanding, right?
Yes.
So please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. There's a girl called Yolata, and she went on her Instagram, and she was basically just exposing Uncle Vinny for abusing her and being abusive towards her in their relationship. Apparently, they had gotten together in November. She went on a Spaces.
Oh, it was just this November. Yeah, a lot happened. Vinny's pushing also.
So, and she's a gorgeous girl, beautiful girl. And she even went on the space. She went on the...
Sorry, I'm November.
That's a lot of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I won't lie. I thought it was 2 years.
2 or 3 years.
Guys, can I be honest? Those short ones will do damage. The shortest ones do the most damage. But yeah, so
yes.
she went onto her Instagram and she basically she showed receipts, guys. It's not like she made this up out of nowhere. She came with receipts of their conversations. She came with receipts of she had like bruises. She was like bust up. So and also other people could corroborate her story of her friends. Is everyone okay? Okay, yeah. Her friends also came to corroborate her story on their things, so it was a big expose. And she then also went on a Twitter space to kind of clear up some misconceptions and some things, because then what happened?
And Instagram,
you're right. What happened after she came out and said, so this guy is allegedly abusing me? Videos of her started to come out. Of her
beating other men.
Allegedly beating up other women. So getting into fights.
Okay.
Now what she said those fights were from like 2 years ago when she was 18 and she was going through something, and so she would fight these girls. Like maybe there were other reasons why. And then allegedly as well, it's actually sad, like that we're talking about a 21-year-old, like a young person that fights and is being hurt. But yes, that's what I'm saying. This is actually important.
She started this, you know what I'm saying?
So let's
who throws the stone, man? What does it say?
Just listen.
Don't throw a stone when you
into a glass house. Yes. She felt that she was cornered into kind of telling everyone, because apparently they'd been sending texts to each other, and he was like, "I'll ruin your career, I'll ruin your life. I know I'm connected." Allegedly, he did that. So then
Ricky said whoever he is now.
Don't bring guys. Let him rest. Let him rest. So then she was like, "Guys, I actually don't know what to do," because, and I actually do kind of understand where she's coming from, because she can file a case, right? She could say, "Guys, I got abused, here's the thing," but how long will that take? And also we don't know. Our justice system is a bit weird. People don't automatically believe victims, which I understand.
Male
sometimes victims. They don't male? Okay, well, but she's a female.
No, in this case, I'm
talking about the girl.
Oh, okay.
She could have filed a case, and I think she is filing a case, actually, allegedly.
Oh, she is? Oh.
Allegedly filing a case.
Shout out.
But she just wanted to let it be known that this is a dangerous person, and that this has been happening to her.
Me, yeah.
Now, people are trying to either discredit or make a story that maybe because she's been violent in the past.
Let's not say discredit also.
No, I'm saying other people are trying to do that. I think that's the right word. It's a fair word because it's a fair word.
No,
because
guys. Now you're saying mom is not right. No things can be right at the same time.
No, she's right. I get why she's saying. I get why she's no, guys. But I get why she's saying that.
Discredit the right word.
Because she perceived it a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I understand why she's saying that because she doesn't want me to tell this subjectively. So she's saying by saying discredit, I'm taking a stance. So I get why she's saying that I'm not taking a stance. I'm using discredit in an objective way that is what is happening.
That's how people are receiving
it as some people are trying to discredit her abuse and alleged abuse and saying that okay, because you were violent and we've seen you be violent. We've seen now videos of you fighting people.
Fighting girls, other women.
Okay, fighting other women. Thank you for the specification. Fighting other women that maybe you were also abusive back. So now that's where I think it lost the plot. Because now we are dealing with two separate issues but trying to combine. And now as we were speaking and saying that people always want a perfect victim. You must have been Holy Mother Mary and let this person beat you to a pulp and that's how you're a victim. You can't also be beating back. And also, I'm going to say this, and this is on behalf of everyone here. We do not condone violence of any kind.
Yes.
There is no violence that we ever say is correct violence.
For male or female.
There must be no abuse. Don't put your hands on people.
Yes.
Don't put your hands on people. That is the situation, and it blew up because now everyone's like, oh, but she did this, so she can't be a victim. But then other people are like, no, guys, she is a victim because it still happened.
It happened to her.
It happened to her. She's still a victim. Yes, she made her mistakes. We all have a life and we've all made mistakes. We've all but I'm not saying your mistakes are right. That's why it's a touchy subject. It's like we don't want to.
Yeah,
what do you think?
This subject, guys,
Honorable
is very, very.
Let me send you the link. Can you just read? Because I like your English, by the way, my brother. You have such a beautiful English,
very
my
good
brother.
English.
It's such good English.
There's Adonis, there's one here.
I'll send you the link, man.
Yeah, send.
So just please read the screenshots from the lady so that we have full context before we take it.
The screenshots from the lady.
Yeah.
You must also play the
from
videos.
her. Oh yes, okay.
Let's do both.
I think I'm on a link.
Okay.
But you see, when you say let's do both, we already are now saying there are
Who has the link?
sides.
Who's
No,
got the link?
the answer. But when you do one, that's taking a stance.
Yes,
That's taking
you're
a
saying
side.
let's just look at different
Let's look at it
sources.
holistically.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
So
saying.
just go to slide number
3.
Number 6. Start from slide number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah. Then zoom in there.
Yes, this
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this is from your letter, ne?
Yeah.
She just wrote, my ex-uncle Vinny and I started dating in November 2025. A month into us dating, I was made aware of his promiscuity. I made the decision to forgive him and stay in the relationship. He then traveled to Ghana in December 2025 and returned at the end of the month, January 2026. He ended up losing his phone, which made it difficult for him to make an income. I then consented to him moving in with me until he could make ends meet. I was financially abused in the process. He lived with me from January until May. Okay. In between, this one is a paragraph. Yes. So in April, the day of the balcony mix was the first time Kabelo, which is Uncle Vinny, laid his hands on me because I refused to speak to him throughout the night because I had seen him interacting inappropriately with other women in my presence. He then started causing a scene at the club and his friends pleaded with me to take him home. We got home and I confronted him about his cheating. This resulted in him punching me, kicking me, hitting me with a mug and dragging me by the hair. The beating lasted for about 2 hours and he used the I was drunk excuse. I chose to forgive him because I was naive and he had never been violent towards me before. I trusted he wouldn't do it again. However, it became a pattern and he would hit me continuously and I'd keep giving him grace after every incident. Yeah, no, let's go root.
Yeah.
Should I
You don't have
continue?
Chief. No, we need to know, Chief.
I
Yeah,
think we
we
must have full context.
Yes.
We need full context.
You can just up the speed a bit, Minister. Otherwise, it's fine. Yeah.
But you're doing well, man.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Okay, he proceeded to taint my reputation, isolate me from those around me, and accuse me of psychotic behavior. He would go around telling people that I pulled out a knife on him, which is true. But he leaves out the part where I had to do this as means of protecting myself because he was hitting me. He did this because he knew I was scared to come out about what I was going through because he threatened to use his connections to ruin my life and get me killed and convinced me that everyone would choose his side and he was not wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone around us knew what I was going through. I had my own friends choose him over me. In April, the day, this is
The last one.
Yeah.
No, read it, my brother.
Okay, the last one. Okay, these are the texts, ne?
Yeah.
So Vinny says, come tell it to me face to face. Then the girl says, no, thanks, I have plans. And then Vinny says, the club, that's the plan. I will find you. It's very easy to find you. Then the girl says, I wonder who will you speak to? Because if you try to bullshit, or if you try that bullshit, Sana, it won't be me. Okay, something like that. And then to Vinny, it's easy to find you.
So basically, the thing started from finances.
It seems that
Moving in with
my
your
brother.
partner. The thing we always discourage on Open Chats podcast, by the way.
Yes, you can't move in at your woman's, especially as a man, you can't go.
I actually agree with that. Yeah.
So crazy story. I hadn't read it in depth. I just heard what's happening.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? I see Adonis is taking it technically, legally. She's being very...
No, because I don't think that any of us here deserve to get into trouble for just discussing and dissecting a matter. That's what, but I also... We have opinions and we have values that we believe in. I believe that I don't believe that if you do harm to others, now harm must be done to you. Like, I'm not that way. But I also believe in taking full accountability.
Yeah.
And as you said, don't throw stones in a glass house. But the reason I don't want to say that is because now it kind of it makes other victims scared too, because maybe they did something of their past. But guys, abuse is abuse. If someone's putting their hands on you, male or female, or anything in between, abuse is abuse, and you are very free to. But the thing with social media is now it's sensationalized these things. These things we want to take down. We want to take down these.
Who's the victim?
Who's the victim? Who's the perpetrator? And we must take them down. That's. But I hear what you're about to say, so please continue.
No, I was about to say, man. First things first, bro. You don't lay hands on a woman.
Okay.
Whether they hit you first or whatever. I mean, that's my belief. That's how we were raised. You never lay hands on a woman or whatever. You don't retaliate, because I know a lot of men say, yeah, but you hit me first. No. You don't retaliate because physically, a lot of men are much stronger than their women. You understand? And I'm not saying women are right to lay hands on their men. But in this situation or in this scenario, it seems like a lot happened, Vele, and there's always two sides to a story, and I'm not saying what Vinny did is correct or whatever. Clearly, it seems he's as guilty as charged, Vele, as you can see from the text and maybe how she narrated the story. And also, we should also, what we can learn from this situation is you shouldn't discredit someone based on the past
but let's not say
actions or
guilty
whatever.
also. Let's not
But
say
also,
because
you can't conclude.
We are from a victim's narrative.
We are the jury.
He's not guilty.
We're not the judge. We're not the
But
jury.
in the same breath, you could also argue this person has acts of violence, you know. Also, remember, maybe when you go to court, those are some of the things that they may consider, even if it's not included in the case or whatever. But those are the factors you would consider. Or, okay, this person is also violent. So, Mina, from what I'm learning from this situation is both people are very impulsive whenever maybe under the influence of alcohol or whatever. It's giving the couples where they hit each other and then they forgive one another the next morning.
Which is
hey,
not
baby,
healthy.
we're okay. Yeah, which is not healthy, do you understand? And maybe Vinny could have taken it too far in this instance. Or maybe she could have just overreacted. Maybe it's something like that's normally
Don't
happening.
implicate anyone, Liv.
You know what the
Don't
crazy thing
implicate
is,
anyone.
You see, I've learned,
allegedly
I've
everything.
learned to never believe anything
yeah.
someone tells you. I'll make an example of a case study. Remember back then, Teko Madisa once came out on the papers for having beaten Lizelle Tabani. She posted pictures and said, look what she did to me. Teko later came on and said, that wasn't even me. I actually had gone to help her that day. She was done that too by her boyfriend at the time. We were friends, but now that was twisted to be used against me. So I'm trying to say, her sending us pictures, it doesn't necessarily mean it's Vinny. That is not evidence to say Vinny is the one who punched her. So I'm trying to say, I've learned to not believe what people say, bro. If you didn't see it with your own eyes, it's hard to believe. You understand? You could be beaten right now, and we don't know this girl. We don't know her character. We don't know the motive. We don't know her ability to twist something else and put it into such. So I'm trying to say it's difficult to assess situations versus one-sided, especially issues of relationships and couples.
100%.
I want to like a relationship.
It's hard.
Don't involve yourself. Try to. That's why a lot of times, even when people go open cases, etc., of domestic abuse or whatever, even the police themselves, they try to understand what are the dynamics, what's happening.
Not anymore.
Or now
it's DV is the worst crime you can ever have now. Domestic violence. I'm saying domestic violence. If you have that right now, you're gone.
And once you file a case, you can't take it back anymore.
They don't try to hear anything in the moment. If a woman comes out and say, "Uli fung shaili,"
that's what makes it so deep.
No, but that's not okay, bro. So what do they just go to?
I agree with you guys. Remember us, we are just talking. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying right now, if someone comes and says,
very sensitive.
you're going to court. You're gonna fight. You're gonna win it in court, not in
actually,
I'm telling you now.
Yes.
I know you are gone.
You no longer need solid evidence to take someone to court. Now, yes, actually, he's right. Remember,
you're gone.
But why is that?
Though?
It's kind of necessary, though.
It's a high sensitive topic.
It's a very highly
good though, guys.
No, it's not about whether it's good or not. But when you look at the past, I think it's needed because so many times victims weren't believed. Victims weren't even given a voice. They wouldn't even go to court. The file would sit there 5 years and not even. And all I'm saying is, I think whether the allegations are true or not, it must go to court so that we figure it out there.
The sad thing is that, Adonis, I don't have money to get a good lawyer. I'm already defeated by default.
Let alone that.
And you know what's worse? We are looking at and as much as there's been so many victims in the past, but also we have to remember that there've been so many men also who are falsely accused behind bars. There are stories of men who've been in jail for 10 years, 15 years plus, only for the female to say, "Well, I lied all those years ago."
Like Thomas Mo was an example.
What happens in such
cases? What happened to Thomas Mo?
You understand? What happens in such situations?
That woman literally broke that man's mental health state down to a problem. And it not only affected him, it affected his kids. Why do we do it to women like that?
What happened to Thomas Mo?
Thomas Mo was the highest paid comedian at that time.
He was moving.
Booked and busy, and then apparently they were booked somewhere, and then the story came out.
They were shooting a show.
The lady was like, "This guy did something
Raped
to me,"
me.
and then boom. Everything fall apart. So remember now,
we lost a lot of
if we can have the
sponsorship.
biggest gigs right now, everyone is paying us.
Brands.
Allegations. They don't care
They
if
wanna
it's true or not.
dissociate.
If there's a name attached to these things, gone.
Rape is worse. Yes, that one is worse.
So you see, Adonis, then it's tricky when you say it should go. Bruh, this thing is difficult.
There's no room for error.
It requires no errors.